my speech on drug testing. Drug testing has become very popular over the past couple of years. It is something that a lot of employees do to determine who they hire and who they don't. A lot of people are unsure about this drug testing. Some think that is not very reliable. Others think that is one of the best ways to determine who gets jobs and who doesn't. I personally think that drug testing is a wonderful thing to do. When I first started understanding about drug testing was when they were mentioning it a lot of times in the news, and also local businesses that were getting ready to open, but they couldn't find enough people to pass their drug tests for them to employ. Drug tests were first introduced in the mid-1980s. Under federal and state courts, these did a lot of unreasonable searches and seizures. According to Armentano, the District Court of Tennessee said that this was a violation of the Fourth Amendment unless there was a reliable reason for this. The people who are subject to these tests include prison guards, teachers, employees for federal agencies, and even students as young as junior high who play sports. There are two different groups of these tests. There are on-site tests and also lab analysis. Lab analysis is where blood, urine, saliva, or even hair is taken and given to a doctor, employer, or even a lab agency. After the sample has been taken, they do all these different types of tests on them. These are very accurate. The advantages is that these results mention just about every type of drug that this person has taken. The disadvantages, though, is that it becomes very costly after a while, and it takes up to 5 days for the results to come in. The on-site screens, though, are done with a very inexpensive kit and can be used for random drug testing. The downfall to this is they're not very sensitive, though. The types of drugs that are able to be determined, they include alcohol, meth, cocaine, morphine, heroin, LSD, PCP, and many other types. The time limit for these to be detected can range anywhere from hours up to 2 weeks after they have been used. Some of them can even go even longer than that, because if they are a chronic user, they can go all the way up to a month after usage. Urine tests are some of the most understandable tests that people know. They can be either on-site or sent to a lab. Hair tests are also very reliable. According to AboutDrugTesting.org, they can test for any drug that has been used within the past 3 months. The way they do that is because as the hair grows out, the drug is trapped in the hair shaft, and depending on how long the hair is, depends on how far back they can test. If somebody doesn't have any hair on their head, they can use body hair. Saliva drug tests are able to detect anything within the past couple of days. They are becoming more and more popular because they are easy to use. They allow for random drug tests among employers and also among different types of law enforcement. They are used for return to duty policies, post-accidents, and many other things. Sweat screens is when a patch is used and it is placed on the skin for 10 to 14 days. People wonder how this can be reliable because it's easy for this patch to come off. Well, not really. They have security measures to keep the test on the skin. They are starting to stray away from this because a lot of the tests are not coming back with all the drugs that have been taken. Drugs are something that can impact someone's life for the bad. They go about testing individuals to see if there's any type of drugs that can be harmful to them and many others around them. Sweat patches, blood tests, urine samples are just to name a few of them. People who use them not only can harm themselves, but harm many others.